Hey guys, welcome back to the Fairway Performance channel. My name is Sean Dykoff and today we're talking about back pain and specifically for golfers and why you can be suffering from back pain, whether it's post-round, post-range session or post-training session. What are the solutions to fix some of these back pain issues that you might be facing? So I want to start with just giving you a quick description of how we see the golf swing work and how it transfers from the back pain that you're experiencing is not actually caused by a weak back, it's caused by other parts of the body not functioning in the way that they should, and that is putting excess load onto the lower back or the spine in some region and causing it to do some work which it's not actually designed to do. So the first thing is the three areas that I see, or the three problems that I see. The first is a lack of hip rotation, so our inability to rotate our hips through the swing then places excess stress and strain on the lower back. So that lack of rotation through the hips is causing the lower back to take over and try and rotate, which it's not designed for. The second thing that we see is a thoracic rotation limitation. So if we can't rotate the thoracic spine, so our hip rotates, our thoracic tries to rotate, it doesn't do anything, then our lower back might try and kick in and try and complete some of the rotation or lack of rotation that our thoracic spine is able or unable to perform. The last thing is our position of our spine. So if we're setting up from side on, if I've got a very hunched over posture or a very arched out posture, so that's a C posture is rounded over, an S posture is where I'm really arching my back out, then that's going to cause, or that's going to prevent me from being able to complete a full rotation in my swing, because if we're in either position, the C or the S, and you can try this out at home by yourself, trying to complete a full rotation in your golf swing, it's not actually going to allow you to do that because we're at either extent of our limitations, our flexion or extension of our spine. We need to have a neutral spine in order to complete a full rotation in our swing. So that's enough about the reasons and the causes behind some of the back pain. Let's dive into some of the solutions and a couple of exercises for each of them. Okay, so the first one is the basic 90-90 hip switch. So we're setting up our hips in a 90-degree position, or my knee at a 90-degree position and the front knee at a 90-degree position. And from here, turning side on so you can see, trying to maintain an upright torso if we can. If not, then we can lean back if we need to. And literally just windscreen wiping the hips from side to side. And this is going to take our hips through internal and external rotation as we perform this movement, so that we are creating more rotation and opening up more rotation through the hips, which is then going to allow us to take some pressure off the lower back as we swing the golf club. So this is the first exercise, the 90-90 hip switch. Clock hip opener. And for this one, what we're going to do is, starting off on our knees, we're going to take a big lunge forward with one foot and then pushing the hips and pelvis down to the floor. And you're going to feel this open up through the trail hip and also through the adductor in the front leg. So stepping forwards, then we're going to step out to about 45 degrees and then pushing the hips and pelvis down to the floor. You're going to feel it not stretch as much through that back hip flexor, and you're going to feel it more through the inside of the leg going out to the side here. And then the last one is going to go out to the side and pointing my toes out to the side as well. And you're really going to feel this one through the inside of this adductor here and a little less through that hip flexor as you are pushing out to the side. Okay, so this one's opening up the muscles through the inside of the hips, hence why it's called the clock hip opener. Okay, this next exercise is the cat camel, and you've seen a lot of different variations, or you've probably seen a lot of different variations of this one over the course of watching golf YouTube videos. Now, with this one, it is super important and often overlooked by so many people. Essentially, what we want to do is set up in all fours, and with this one, we're teaching and we're trying to reprogram our body to move through a more full flexion and extension of our spine. So trying to really feel each segment as we're doing this exercise go through more range of motion and actually open up and close or flex and extend, so that we're creating more movement and more free movement, so that when we go to set up for our golf swing, we can set up in a more neutral posture and we're not in either a C or an S posture that I was talking about earlier in the video. This next exercise is going to open up the thoracic spine. It's called the side-lying thoracic rotation. So setting up with either a foam roller or a pillow on the side, knees together and in a little bit of a fetal position here. Now, arms out to the side, and we're gonna try and picture ourselves drawing a bow and arrow across our body and then reaching as far as we can out to the other side. And what you'll notice here is I'm not trying to turn my body over to get my other shoulder to touch the floor. That doesn't matter so much. What we're just trying to do is, as we come over, just really relaxing into, seeing if we can get our shoulders to touch the floor. Now, if we have a tiny bit of knee movement here, like because we are trying to reach for the floor on the other side, that's okay, so long as you're feeling that stretch through the thoracic spine, maybe even down into the lumbar and through the side and obliques here. But we're just opening up the thoracic spine and just creating a little more rotation or room to move for our thoracic. And having the feet and the knees and everything in this position actually just isolates that so that we can just focus on the thoracic being the predominant part that we're stretching here. Okay, and then the last exercise we're going to do, which is actually promoting a little bit of thoracic flexion and extension, and we're just targeting the thoracic spine here, because if we can open the thoracic spine a little more, it's going to create a little more rotation for us. So in this position, belly button, trying to pull it down to the floor and not let it raise up too high. By doing this, we're just keeping the lumbar spine isolated, and we're just going to focus on reaching up and back over my head. And by having this set in place and not letting it move too much, what we're actually doing is having the thoracic spine being the only thing that is moving. And there you have it. I hope this video has shed some light on some of the common areas that I see clients come unstuck with, which causes them to have back pain. Because if we remember, it's not always the site of the pain that is the cause of the problem. Oftentimes it is other areas of the body doing not what they're meant to do, or they're a little limited in what they are meant to do for a golf swing, and it places a little bit of undue stress on other parts of the body, and the lower back is one of those areas which this often happens with. So if you really enjoyed this video or you got some benefit from it, there's a few things that you can do to support the channel. The first one is to give the video a like. The second one is to subscribe to the channel so you see other videos like this in the future, because I'm only just going to be creating more content for golfers like you who are experiencing these different things. And the third is you can leave me a comment below, and I really want to hear from you. I want to hear if these exercises have helped you. I want to hear what issues you've had, and if you'd like some more personalized help, obviously drop a comment below and we can start the conversation in the comments and maybe take it elsewhere to get some help for you into the future. Remember, your body is your biggest asset on the golf course, and the better you take care of it, the more you're going to get from it in terms of quality, quantity, and performance on the golf course.